Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about Paper Sorcerer. Paper Sorcerer is a first-person RPG game reminiscent of an old style of RPG while kind of updating the interface just a tad bit. Personally, it reminds me of a lot of the Dark Spirals kind of art design. But anyway, the only real update thing I'm referring to is the actual interaction. While most first-person RPGs usually just run on a, you see a static image, you take one step, and the image moves forward to the next walls or door or whatever. You're actually interacting with the environment in a third-person perspective, kind of like Amnesia: The Dark Descent or such. So you're not in a step-by-step kind of grid system. And it doesn't really have a random battle system as far as I've played so far. It has enemy encounters and bosses preset. So as far as I can tell, there's no real system to simply grind away for treasure and such, or experience in that. The game offers a plethora of modes, which, fitting that the hardest mode is referred to as 1980s 1980s mode. That's a very fitting difficulty though. In the higher difficulties, it's very punishing for your characters to die, because there's only a few ways to bring them to life versus the more normal and easy mode where you have it more easy. It really plays like a standard first-person RPG for the most case. The story and a few changes to combat are where it's different. First thing, you're actually playing as a bad guy, not a good guy. And the story takes place after the good guys kicked your ass. So basically, you play as an evil sorcerer in a tower who basically sent minions and shit to the kingdoms, and he suddenly stopped. And while it doesn't explain, I would assume it's probably due to resources and such. So the king sees this as an opportunity to attack and sends his guards to go and storm the castle with an ancient book they have. This book they use to seal the evil of the world in and leave them locked in the book forever. So they go and they use the book, and oddly enough, not only you, but they also got stuck in the book. I guess the king's dancing with glee that he made sure to recruit citizens instead of his actual royal guard for that. It does say powerful citizens or something like that. So a bunch of voluntary royals just got thrown into the sealed book too. And I would assume this is common practice, since they're all gods who basically now spend the rest of their life in this book guarding everything that's being sealed in it. So this seems to be common practice. So anyway, you're thrown in a prison cell, you wake up, and all your magic is being drained out of you, but then a strange mouse comes and interacts with you and sees you as a way of getting free. So the mouse helps you get out, and you make your escape. Now, during the beginning parts of the game, you start regaining your magic, and you can summon some of your previous minions. Now, as far as I can tell, the party is full, and as far as I can tell, your choices are permanent, as far as I can tell so far that I've played in the game. So make very wise use of the 3 minions you choose out of the plethora amount of different minions of monsters, creatures, and demons. You get a few different varieties. Like, for example, you can have a vampire healer who runs on the concept of sacrificing his health to heal the party, but has abilities to suck health from the enemy to regain his own health. Or you could go with a witch who has more of a coursing and powerful healing. Or there's a defensive, basically a corrupt cleric type figure who has a lot of defensive spells with healing. And you have like a werewolf and a goblin, kind of as the quick type thieves and such. You have a minotaur and a skeleton. The minotaur is the basic brute with shitloads of HP, but the skeleton is a more clever defensive figure, able to taunt the enemy towards him and gain more defensive points. So there's a lot of variety of different creatures you can summon and compose your party of. But the main character, the only real customization you get to pick is male or female, and you're a sorcerer, so you're going to automatically be warding spells. Now, in the game, there is currency and such, and items to find, and tons of things to scavenge through boxes, shelves, and different rooms and that. So, you will be doing the kind of normal practice that's in a lot of first-person RPGs of this class. So that pretty much is basic. But in combat, there is a difference. There's two major differences. Defense and energy. There is no MP in this game. The game runs on energy. And you get energy as turns pass. Different skills have a cooldown timer on the side, represented by a dice number, and they have an amount of energy they require. So, you basically, the system's made where you don't have to manage MP, because you get one energy point normally as your turn comes. But like the Sorcerer and the Witch, which are two, obviously you start as Sorcerer, but I mean, I picked Witch as my hero, they have a focus ability that allows them to get an extra energy, so they can get 2 energy the next turn instead of 1. So, it's being a little more clever with how you're using your energy, but you never technically can exhaust it, because you'll always keep gaining it. And now the defending mode is basically, I don't know, I guess it could say it kind of reminds me of the Magic the Gathering defending, except you actually slowly break it down with hits. As far as I can understand and seen in the game, if, say, like for my Witch character, let's say, she's obviously one of the weakest characters in my party. If she attacks a big strong knight, that strong knight has a lot of defense. And since her attack doesn't overcome the amount of defense he has, it does 0 damage, but it does damage his defense still. So until a number actually goes over the amount of defense he has, he's not taking any actual damage yet. Now, defense keeps being whittled down and it gets restored every battle. So, basically say, like, you know, my Skeleton Knight has 15 defense. If none of the enemies can do 15, they have to whittle down his defense a little. I guess you could also compare it to the Banner Saga a little bit, in the way that you have to whittle down the defense before you can make better melee attacks into their actual health. That's actually a pretty good comparison too. Aside from that, it seems to be pretty much the normal affair of attacking, properly using strategies of normal affairs of taunting, healing, tons of massive damage, boosting or deboosting people's stats and that. Pretty simplistic though. Now the art design, like I mentioned at the beginning, this reminds me of the Dark Spiral. Really reminiscent of a kind of a very Western, medieval kind of thing. Now, unlike the Dark Spiral's modern visual look, which has color to it, this really uses kind of like a teal-black color for pretty much everything. The werewolf does have yellow eyes, and the shadow creature has red on it. But for the most part, aside from that, everything always seems to go with teal and black, and a lot of shading on stuff. So it has a really nice, simplistic art style, but it's nothing super uber detailed or anything. So overall, if you're really into a first-person RPG game and you're kind of looking for something on your PC or your laptop or something, this game should be able to be a good customer for that. At a simple price of $10, you can get at pretty much almost anywhere. It's on Steam, Humble Bundle, Gamersgate. It is a bit of a shame it's not on GOG, but you can get DRM free versions on different things, like Humble Bundle, which is why I got mine. I got a DRM free version, but you know, whatever particular thing, there's DRM, Steam, you know, you got your variety of options. So the game, I recommend it if you're into this type of gameplay. If you're not into this type of gameplay, like Classic Heroes, Etna Odyssey and such, you might not like it as much. Oh, also to throw it out there, so far for what I played, the dungeons aren't in a very complicated layout, but I don't know how long the game is. This, of course, is a first impressions. So far, it seems to capture that kind of feeling in the first person. I enjoy the art style there, and the story so far is pretty much breaking the book so you can escape. So it's pretty much simple all around. I don't know how long it is, but it's $5, and so far I've been enjoying it. I recommend the title if you're into this type of gameplay. If not, I don't think this is going to really change your mind at all. It's pretty simplified for the most part, but I don't think it's going to really change your mind. But I definitely wouldn't say unless you actually crank up the difficulty. If you're going to play normal, it's not going to reminiscence to that type of difficulty, say like the Dark Spiral Wizardry or that. But if you crank it up, it will help with that a lot more better. So anyway, those are my thoughts. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and I'll get back with you. Toodaloo.
you.